Hello, hello. This is Chris, and today we are playing Baldur's Gate. Alright, quick note in here, I completely forgot to tell you what I was making. So I'm making a headband for a friend of mine. Okay, yeah, enjoy the show. Bye. Um, Last time we were in the Grove, we talked to Korga, we saved Arabella. We Did we talk to Saza last time? Yeah, I think we talked to Saza, we talked to Volo, we talked to the Bard Tiefling. I can't remember her name right now, but I got the musical instrument proficiency dealing with her. And now we are in the alcove area where the dead drow is, and we've talked to Nettie, and pretty much she's like, you have to find Elson. Um, I am now pretty much just gonna raid Nettie's store essentially and get all that stuff. And then get out of the grove. Well, then talk to Zeblor and then leave the grove. And then I'm probably, well, there is supposed to be a table there. Okay, there we go. It had not loaded yet. Okay, so let's take care of all this. And journal. Extraordinary happenings. While meditating in the forest, Nettie and I were ambushed by a pack of goblins led by a drow. We had no choice but to defend ourselves. But this was not the extraordinary, or rather disturbing part. On the drow's death, a parasitic creature emerged from the corpse and attempted to escape. I managed to capture it and have the host's cadaver here in my study. I've told no one of my fears. Nettie suspects, but knows better than to ask. I will investigate further before informing the others. Korgo will demand answers I don't yet have. I had better record any further findings in a separate volume and keep them upon my person, lest prying eyes jump to wrong conclusions. Okay, so, and then this is a note on the drow. About the drow, attached sketches of both the drow and the lithid tadpole are accompanied by notes written in urgent scribbles. The parasite was nested deep in the brain's matter and lithid undoubtedly, yet the host seems unaware while alive. No visible signs of cerebrosphoresis on the cadaver. Most strange. Final note is single underlined word, altered. So
looks like Halston's our best bet for a cure.
So
time to track him down and see what he knows.
So yeah, Halson's been studying these things.
Let's be optimistic and assume he's still among the living.
So now we have to go find Halson.
Oh, he's alive. And we're going to find him.
I'll take that.
Yeah, just gonna take all this stuff so I can trade it. Hastily written note. Dear Nettie, I entrust you with the circlet to open the library, where always, if you need to enter the vault, talk to Wrath. He has the rune, but won't give to anyone, so be sure you've got good reason to ask. Protect her research while I'm gone, and take care of the animals. Don't give fish to Tuffet, she's getting lazy. I gave fish to Tuffet. I think I give fish to Tuffet all the time because she's on the elevator, and so that's one of the only real ways to get her to move. But yeah, so let's grab this and let's grab that. And then there's a note on him, so let's read that. What was this one? Drow letter. Track the druid, find whatever burrow he runs to, and report back to me. Remember, you're only a scout. Don't engage. Do not kill anyone. Simply observe and return. I shall decide what we do next. M. Okay, and then we read that. Mind fair specimen. Okay. Yeah, we've read all those already. Yes. Okay, cool. And now, actually, I am going to quickly do some organizing. Type. All the items to camp, send item to camp. all of the kind of like story stuff. So anything that's orange is like story based. I'm not gonna do a loot. I'm just gonna keep my cute little flute and let's organize again. And then that way I know
The path lies before me.
what I haven't read because we're gonna pick up a bunch of books now. Okay. Also all the scrolls, obviously, I'm gonna give to Gale so that he can learn them. We aren't on spell slot 2 yet. We should be soon, probably in the next fight or the next place that we get experience in. We should be able to get some stuff from there soon. And that is kind of where we want to be when we go up to the road and to the goblin camp.
Let's have a look.
So
That's curious.
yeah, there's a stone slab there, and that is actually, if you want to use that, that's the like the back door entrance through that place you would have taken Saza. Eventually I'm probably going to do like an evil run, but you know, I have to finish this first. A long list of Owlville sightings, the regions separated by date. The last entry written 10 days ago says cub. The word is underlined several times. Okay, let's go steal that. Yes, I am aware I am stealing everything. I'm probably, obviously, going to come back later, after the, like, all the story stuff and, like, kind of read the group a little bit more, but, you know, eventually we'll get all this stuff, learning spells. Okay, so that's pretty much just saying that wizards can learn spells because they're an academic-based person. Which means they don't have to, like, they don't have to wait for spell slots and stuff, or wait for levels up and to choose, like, spells and things like that. They can just, like, learn them. Okay, we're good there. And now we are just gonna, there is some stuff here that, like, we can take. And there is this on antidotes. It'll teach you the antidote for like various poisoning and things. A deep crease in the spine makes the booklet fall open to reveal one recipe in particular. Neat handwriting in the corner marks it as an antidote for known potions. This is it, the recipe that made me decide to publish my notes. The story might not interest you, but I shall record it for posterity. Feel free to skip to the actual recipe. That's really, if any of you have ever tried to do like a recipe online, the story about the recipe is like longer than the actual recipe, and then sometimes you have to like find the recipe in the story. Unless it's like just a site that gives you recipes, but most like blogs or websites that are like, here's this family recipe or whatever, it's like this massive story before you actually get to the recipe. And I just think it's funny that Larian put that in there. I was sitting in the elf song sipping my usual hot cocoa, the heat soothing the pain of my scaleless hands. A small child, human, stumbled through the door, sick as a dog. All the other patrons seemed like they wanted to help, but nobody could pay for an antidote for a stranger's child. Meanwhile, the ingredients were just laying around in the kitchen. Every single one of these people could have saved that child, but only I knew how. I felt like a crime. Recipe for 1 bottle of antidote: salt of mugwort, suspension of bullywug, trumpet, method. Slowly trickle salt into suspension, stir clockwise until the concoction consistently turns almost chewable. It might turn slightly green, but this is purely aesthetic. It has no effect on the antidote itself. And remember, when in doubt with alchemy, just recall the rule of 3. Twice the same ingredient, form an exact extract excellent. Cool, so now we have an antidote recipe. I think there is some mugwort over here I can grab. And obviously I don't feel like getting in trouble with Nettie, so we're not going to steal anything in here. But we are going to go in here, which is like the sleeping quarters. And pretty much we are going to go over here and keep an eye on the map so like no one actually sees us doing this. But there should be like Korga's stuff over here. Wooden chest. Gold. I think Korga's stuff is back over here. Yeah, there's a Korga's chest. Okay, we're going to lock
But I can crack that open.
Shadhar needs some help, please. Let's do this quickly before anyone gets in here. Okay. And because obviously something doesn't feel right. Oh, Korga. And so I got a note and a book. So let's get over here. There's still okay. There's someone coming in. So we're just gonna wander out. And we should probably talk to
Seems
Red.
like a good moment to talk.
You did well to speak up for the girl.
Here I go.
That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented.
That Korga seems dangerous, and if I hadn't spoken up, what would have happened? I've heard that there's some sort of ritual going on. Let's see.
One meant to seal us in, meant to seal them out. Blasphemous. The Tree Father must see what's happening in his holy grove.
Perhaps his eyes are on Master Halsin now.
He doesn't seem like he's happy about this at all, just like Nettie.
Would you? I would give anything to see Halsin return home.
I'm gonna see. I always forget that you can trade. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a potion of healing from him. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that healing potion from him. And just throw in pretty much trash. I like how we're just giving him Halsin's pipe. But yeah, all this stuff is pretty much just trash that we can barter with. Yeah, let's make an even trade. There we go. Thank you. I will take potion now. No need to fret. I'll find him. I'd like a more solid offer than anything. Never mind. I'm not interested. I'll find him.
Sylvanas' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well.
Okay.
Halsin is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers.
You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything over here.
This will all be over. The ritual's almost finished. What
So
have
we
you tried
can
to
read
steal
it.
from
We
us?
just
The game.
okay.
We've shown them
Someone
once.
has written Shadow
take
Curse
Rogue
atop
War
this
seriously.
page. A number of notes below. Tree infected but still alive. Malacus. Malicious. Dyslexia at its finest. Malicious component to underlying magic. Resist removal attempts to infect the caster. Range and severity of course suggest divine origin. Umbral characteristics and vicinity to Shar's temple suggest goddess herself is responsible.
Temple of Shah. Where? And what's this about a curse?
You're like that, like Shadowheart would like to know about Shar, but she's like, no, I'm not a follower of Shar, never. Pawprints suggest an animal walked across an entry, smudging everything except for a few words. Animal scout scent, eastern town, villagers probably still alive, Velen.
I don't want blood on my hands.
And then written onto the Sword Coasts. People of the Sword Coast, look around you. What do you see? A collection of God-fearing humans, elves, and dwarves, or an infernal corruption of the divine image? tieflings wearing their devilish heritage for all to see, walking among us as if they owe their existence and alliance to the Lord below. Lord below. These Hell's-touched people are infiltrated our cities, our organizations, even our families. They can claim to be good as all they wish. Would you believe the tiger who looks at you with dripping fangs as if he said he ate nothing but vegetables? No, we can see their true nature plain as day, but they are not the only evil infiltrating our world. All around I see Drow, Durger, and other creatures of the Underdark strive for acceptance, but why should you accept them when their brothers raid our countryside and steal our children? Obviously, I'm not saying they should be cast out. Obviously, I am not saying we should return to those delinquents to the Underdark and drive the tiefling backs to hell they came from, but be wary of these people, my friends. Be suspicious when you see them, and especially suspicious when you don't. Good old fantasy racism, echoing in what's happening in the United States. Alright, let's see what these plaques say.
In darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague.
Let's see, fallen plaque.
The towers seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. You recognize the mark of the dark goddess Shar on the broken helmet. This army marched in her name.
So many dead. Sent to the Night Singer's embrace.
Moonrise must be a reference to Shar's divine sister, Selûne.
I like how Shadowheart, like this early on, is just like, oh no, I know nothing of these people. Of these dark judicators that we speak of. Oh wait, there's another one here. Let's see what this is. Right there we go.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural depicts a ritual, but you do not recognize the deity involved.
Maybe one of my other
next, I
people
wonder?
will.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural shows druids claiming the grove in the name of the old oak, Sylvanus, god of nature.
Devil child, one who tried to steal from us.
Okay.
Yet she failed. That's what matters.
Is that blood? No. Never mind. I'll feel that one later.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
So pretty much there's not much else that we have to do in here. Go talk to Arabella's family.
Best be on my way.
Also, let's see about Gale learning these spells. Okay, you can learn Burning Hands, cool. And then we just need it to be level 2, so we're going to have to learn those. Okay. And then I think we're good. How much more do we have? I literally just need 19 points more to get leveled up. Okay, so I know where we can do that. We're gonna go over here to Arabella.
Don't take your eyes off my hands.
I smell it's our job to get us out of these villagers.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
just hope we'll meet again under better circumstances. I saved your daughter. Got anything more than thanks for me? This could have ended badly. Keep her in line from now on. No more light-fingered antics. Right, Arabella? Let's see if he has anything to trade. And Will got inspiration. I think that means he's leveled up. Just a carrot, but I don't want that. I hope we meet again under better
Likewise.
circumstances.
Arabella?
Thank you for helping me.
Okay, so we got Arabella safe. Her parents are grateful for your innovation. So this is a locket that just make dancing lights. And we have all leveled up. Excellent. I'm kind of tempted to talk to Mattis.
Something only I know. Make one up.
But let's do that. Okay, specialization available. Okay, what? I haven't played Monk that much, so let's see what specialization we can do. Way of 4 elements. You focus your key to bend the elements to your will, using them as an extension of your own body, and you gain 3 spell slots. Harmony of fire and water. While not in combat, regain half your key points rounded down. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then, so pretty much we get like elemental spells. Ooh, what's that? Fist of Unbroken Air. That's cool. Okay, and then Way of the Open Hand. You specialize in unarmed combat, using your hands and your control of your ki to heal and inflict grievous hurt. Let's see, so we can Flurry of Blows, Topple. Possibility of knocking them prone. That's actually a lot of damage. Flurry of Blows, Stagger, so you can stagger them. And then Punch, Flurry of Blows, Push. And then Way of the Shadow. You follow the art of stealth and subterfuge, blending in with shadows to your will to strike without warning. Hide shadows. Shadow arts, pass that trait. Shadow arts, darkness. Dark vision. Silence. Minor illusion. I'm either gonna go with Way of the 4 Elements or Way of the Open Hand. I think I'm gonna go with Way of the Open Hand. I'm just gonna be a martial artist. I might actually multi-class with Rogue so I can do improvised weapon on my character. That might be one of the better ways to go about it. That way we can do some things better. I'm going to put in, I always like spiritual weapon. Shield of Faith is nice. She gets poison, enhance ability, aid, lesser restoration, silence, blindness, calm emotions. Okay. Let's see. And then it's Gale. You can gain 2 more spells, and I can learn those other ones. I can't remember. Detect Thoughts was one of the spells, so I don't need to do that. Let's see, is there anything I would want to learn? Oh, Misty Step. It's really good. Knock. Unlock an object that held shut by a mundane lock. That might actually come in very handy. Let's do that. And then Will. Pact Boon gains spell slot. This is spells. Misty Step because Gale has that. He can kind of do that. Cloud of Daggers is just a fun run, a fun one. And so is Scorching Ray. Yeah, let's get Cloud of Daggers. But Hold Person can be really useful later on, so let's grab Hold Person. Let's see, Pact of Chain. Gain a service of a familiar FA spirit that takes form of your choosing. This can be an animal, imp, or quasite. Pact of the Blade. You can summon a pact weapon or bind the one you're already wielding, making it magical. Pact weapons use wielder's spellcasting modifier instead of strength or dexterity. Pact of Tome. Is Tome Pact? Pact of Tome, your patron grants you a grimoire called the Book of Shadows, which allows you to cast Guidance, Vicious Mockery, and Thorn Whip. Okay, oh, and they're all cantrips. Pact of Boon, so he can get Familiar Imp, Familiar Quasi, or an Animal Familiar. The Imp and the Quasi are nice, but Blade. Pact. Bind your main hand weapon, its damage becomes magical. You cannot drop or throw it, and you become proficient with it if you are not ready. Pact of Blade, it turns your wielder's spellcasting ability modifier, and its damage is magical. So he pretty much gets a spiritual weapon that kind of floats around with him, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna do Pact of Tome, because these being cantrips would just be very useful. Let's talk to Midas.
Whoa, hey, can't say I've ever seen someone like you before. Go on, take this ring. It's lucky.
That was a fancy trick. Take the ring? That was a fancy trick, Leave.
You haven't seen anything yet. Go on, take the ring and watch your fortune change.
Sleight of hand, mimic his trick and make the ring disappear. Yeah, why not? Let's see if we can do it. Well, give me guidance. Cool. I don't think I've ever chosen that one. I normally avoid this one because I don't like a little kid cry, making little girl cry when she pickpockets us.
Weeping, bleeding hells! Okay, maybe you don't need extra luck. But since you're already holding the thing, call it. Heads or tails?
Heads, tails, pocket the ring. Let's do heads.
Heads it is. See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap too. Interested?
Hold on. One toss of the coin doesn't prove anything. Thanks. Could I see your... No, thanks. Could I see your other whales? Thanks for the free ring. Let's see what else he's selling.
You got it. One sec. That's what I got.
Okay. Let's see. Pale green dye. I don't really dye clothes. Every once in a while if I'm like, maybe. I don't think I have enough for that right now. Bucket. Ooh, I will take that though. And we can get rid of that. I'm not getting rid of the bookshot just because I would like to read them. But we can get rid of that one. No, not which one I wanted. Let's get one of 4 of them. We can get rid of 2 of them. 1 of 5 of them. And 1 of them, and that got us pretty close. We're gonna read all these in a bit. And Baldur and Barter. Okay, let's get out of here.
You bought...
You suddenly feel something moving against your back and turn.
Tech talks, read her thoughts. Athletics, ignore her antics and grab her insight. Observe her, slight me. This could be alibis. Well, these could just be crocodile tears. Get out of my sight. Relax. I won't get angry. You didn't even manage to get anything from me.
I can't do this anymore, Mattis. I'm sorry.
So fun thing, I can't do it right now because I am too large. But if you follow them down here, you can actually go into the hole here. I think I'm too large. Like, you have to be like the size of a child to do it, but...
Hey, you here to trade or?
your partner's a thief. Leave.
Yeah, I know. I was standing right here telling her to rob you.
You can at least make it right by giving me a percentage of your take. You could at least pretend to be Sally. I won't apologize from her. Why not?
Fine. I'm not so good at counting, but I think any percentage of 0 is 0. Look, you caught her. Good for you. You aren't a chump like everyone else around here. Now, do me a favor. Make room for the chumps.
Right. See, I think...
With a flick of the wrist.
I think all I have left to do is talk to Zephyr and then... Oh, I still need to do that. The one that was looking at the scope.
Anything of use?
Let's go do that. And I think there's gloves, yeah. Okay. Let's go do that, and then we'll talk to Zephyr. Go up here. So if you go up here after you have... Oh, there is snow. There is normally a... Why is his body still there?
Just a moment ago. Come on, Rick. And now what? We dig a hole and be done.
Have some respect. This really isn't the time to talk.
Not now. Please.
I mean, he's just there, you know? Let's get out of here. I'm going up here. Okay, because they're surprised, we get to go first. Can I make it to him? Cool.
You've made a grave mistake.
That was a critical hit. Let's see. Bonus action. Yeah, so let's just hit him again. Okay.
Allow me to demonstrate.
And it's
With
Gale's
haste.
turn. Let's just have him
Torment.
hit with that. Some
Stay focused.
Shadowheart's turn. I'm not gonna make her use anything, so let's see what her cantrips are. Yeah, let's do firebolt. There we go. Get the bugbear.
I
And
want to have
talk to
a
her.
word.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
Coin mistress, you lost me. I've been to Avernus, but I'm no devil servant. That bugbear would have crushed your skull. This is the thanks I get? Deception. You got me. Hand the coin over and I'll be on my way. Fun fact, you can actually go in here and buy the coin if you want, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just gonna go coin mistress, you lost me.
You almost seem honest. Care to explain why you reek of the hells?
Of all of the like tops and stuff that are in this game, I actually really like her top, and I'm kind of sad that we can't really find anything like it. I don't think. If anyone knows where you can like find this top in game, let me know, because I would like it. It's cute. Persuasion. A mind flared off to me and the ship went straight to Avernus. Intimidation. No, I don't. But the coin is yours. That coin of yours is mine. Let's do persuasion. I just need a 5. Hopefully I will get it. I mean, I rolled terribly at least. I barely got the 5.
Well, that's quite the story. And I thought I was doomed. Now I feel sorry for you. Here. Take this. It's worth a fortune. But a fortune's not worth much if you're dead. Consider it payment for saving my life.
A soul coin, true to its name, holds a mortal soul inside. It serves in the Nine Hells as very valuable currency.
Okay, so we got that. And then you can tell I've played this game way too much because I kind of just know where to go in the grove and do stuff.
Despite everything.
Okay, so let's get down here.
Something over there.
Okay. I don't feel like talking to the squirrel this time around. Let's go this way. We're gonna go talk to Zevlor.
To put my hands on everything.
Okay, let's go do this. And go talk to him.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child. If the druids are this far gone, then it's not just goblins we have to fear.
So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it?
Leaving the grove is the best option. I can help. Can you delay the ritual? You have to resist. Best of luck with that. This has nothing to do with me. I'm not here to advise you. I'm here to make sure you leave. Leaving the grove is the best option. I can help.
It's good of you to offer, but there's a whole army of goblins out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks.
That makes sense.
Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. The Blade of Frontiers has done what he can to help us prepare for the journey, and we are grateful. But it'll be a short journey if the goblins still own the roads.
By the Triad, there is only one correct answer. Refuse him, and we sentence these people to die.
Kill the goblin horde leaders. I'll see what I can do. It depends. Can you pay me? This isn't my problem. Not interested. Let's go now, as Karga says, or I'll force you. Let's see.
Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you.
We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
Okay.
No, sir. But if there's a clear path past those goblins, they'll find it.
There's a book over here. I want to read it.
Of course.
The Devil You Know, an autobiography. Have you ever had a god change your blood? It is a horrifying thing, even for those who may desire it. A few tieflings wished for Amadis to claim their bodies, only to be given no choice in the matter. It is not as if we were well loved before the Archdevil's gambit. Our people have always struggled against the notion of devilkin, as if a single drop of infernal incor inescapably corrupts. How amusing when so many others willingly sell their souls to fiends, yet their culture as a whole escapes the blame. But what method can we redeem ourselves when the crime is not ours? I would drive a blade into every warlock that aided Amadis' damned ritual. But personal vengeance cannot undo the will of a god, much less one as slippery as the Lord of Lies. When every passer-by thinks you a thief, a heretic, it is deeply tempting to become one. The only thing that has stopped me is knowing Amadis wants nothing more than for all of us to fall from grace. Everything here is like, yeah, stealing. Okay. Backpack. And see, there's some books and stuff over here. Let's see if I can read them. Foot and Center, Thespian's Memoir. In fact, the greatest joy of my life hasn't been acting, but becoming. When you choose a character to play, you don't just wear a mask, you take a little of their soul for your own. Wherever you are in your hearts change, if only the faintest mote.
With respect, sir,
Invasion plan for Ultragard.
They can.
A lot of territory to cover before Baldur's Gate. And any cure found there.
Yes.
An age map of Aldegard and its surrounding the cities of Baldur's Gate and Elturnill are both marked, but it's the wilderness in between that covers the notes, symbols, and ciphers. The farthest ink marks pictographs of goblins and gnolls show the gathering in the forests and hills nearby. Let's see. Travel's Guide to Baldur's Gate. Variety is the blood of the city itself, for better or for worse. The devoted will find a place to worship, the dedicated will find work to be done, and let it be fully understood by who wish to visit. The criminal experience in Baldur's Gate thrive as hardly as the rest. Traveler's Guide to the Sword Coast, Volume 4, The Risen Road. The stained and well-thumbed pages fill with travelers' advice that seem to be decades out of date. Those who seek a journey to the coast from the interior regions lying to the east will typically seek out the Risen Road, running parallel to the river Cointhar. The Risen Road provides an overland route all the way from Elthorel to Baldur's Gate, and proven tempting to travelers seeking an alternative to the river barges that sell Okay, anyway. A portion of the road approximately halfway between Arthurel and Baldur's Gate, it has in recent years developed into an alcove for Sulane worship. Sulane worship with a temple of not significant splendor lying near the road. Indeed, an entire village, Moonhaven, has developed alongside the temple and can provide food and shelter to weary travelers. Further east lies the citadel of Moonrise Traveler, where a toll is required for onward passage and good folk alike. Some are tempted to go off-road in order to avoid the toll. However, bandits and other dangers may cause them to pay a much steeper price. Okay, I think that is all of those. Yes. Origins of Xanthiar? Where was that? There it is. The Origins of Xanthiar. Let's see. An excerpt from the ongoing Meditex Rebound by Elsia Ilcia Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denier for her heroical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, her gods annual of lost knowledge. But perhaps greater still than their monopoly on the containments, large private army, the true achievement of the modern Zentharum is the sanctified image they present to the world, viewed by most as an efficient, if unscrupulous, mercenary organization. Few would guess at the Black Network's dark origins as a cult dedicated to the god of Bane, often bent towards bringing all peoples to hear beneath his creed of tyranny and damnation. Many among their ranks scoff when confronted with this fact, citing overblown conspiracies and reassuring me that only gods to whom the Zantharum give worship today are the twin deities, proof and power. This is not to say that the organization has entirely shed its dark side, however. Alongside the clenched fist of their military, another hand works from the shadows to ensure that the network prospers even in peacetime. For just the ritual as the moment of troops in the movement of goods, legal or otherwise, and there is no border or market that is ever truly closed to one bearing the seal of the Black Network.
This isn't a Avernus.
No, sir.
Okay.
At least the monsters there looked like monsters.
So we are now... there is that, like, cave entrance with some goblins in it, so I'm gonna go that way, out, and then we're gonna leave the grove.
Wait to get back to the gate. We're exposed now.
But I think that is gonna be it for today. Tomorrow, we are gonna, go underneath that cave by Saz's cage, and then we are gonna leave the grove. Yeah, if you have any questions about what I am knitting, or need any help about the patterns or anything like that, please give me a comment down below. Or if you have any recommendations or tips on how to defeat honor mode, comments down below, please. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, the yarn and pattern that I'm doing is down in the description. And so yeah, I will see you guys next time. Yeah, bye.